On a bustling afternoon, the bank was alive with the hum of impatient customers and the clatter of keyboards. Long lines stretched across the room, and the air was thick with frustration. Among the crowd stood Maggie Thompson, an elderly woman clutching a worn envelope. Her fingers trembled slightly as she adjusted her coat, trying to appear composed. For Maggie, this wasn't just a routine visit. It was a matter of survival. A series of unexpected fees had drained her account, and she needed answers. But what began as a simple inquiry would soon unravel into a moment of profound humiliation and an unexpected act of heroism. Maggie approached the counter, her heart pounding. The teller, Brittany Parker, barely glanced up from her computer. "Good afternoon. How can I help you?" she asked, her tone clipped and disinterested. Maggie handed over the envelope, her voice wavering as she explained the issue. Brittany flipped through the documents with little interest. "These fees are standard. They are listed in your account agreement," she said dismissively, pushing the envelope back. Maggie's cheeks flushed. "But I can't afford these charges. This must be a mistake. I was never informed about them." Brittany sighed, rolling her eyes. "Maybe you don't understand how things work. These fees are automatic. There's nothing I can do." The words stung. Maggie felt small, invisible. She tried to hold back tears, her voice barely a whisper. "I just want what's fair." Brittany crossed her arms, a smirk playing on her lips. "Fair? If you want to avoid fees, you need to keep more money in your account. That's how it works." The humiliation was unbearable. Customers nearby whispered, their stares adding to Maggie's distress. She felt utterly alone. Just as Maggie was about to give up, a calm but firm voice cut through the tension. "Why are you speaking to her like that?" All eyes turned to the man who had spoken. Dressed in a casual jacket and baseball cap, he seemed ordinary at first glance. But as he removed his cap, the room fell silent. It was Keanu Reeves. The Hollywood actor stood there, his presence commanding attention. Todd Murphy, the bank manager, stepped forward, clearly irritated. "Mr. Reeves, this is none of your business. We have policies, and this lady isn't meeting the requirements." Keanu's gaze hardened. Policies, or an excuse to humiliate someone who's just trying to solve a problem. Keanu turned to Maggie, his tone softening. "What exactly is the problem? Can you show me what's going on?" Maggie hesitated but handed him the envelope. Keanu examined the documents, his expression growing stern. "This is a mistake," he declared, locking eyes with Todd. "These charges shouldn't be here. You're going to fix this. Right now." Todd tried to argue, but Keanu cut him off. "If this is a mistake, you'll fix it. And if it's not, it's going to be much worse for you." The bank was in shock. Keanu's intervention had shifted the dynamic entirely. Todd, now visibly sweating, rushed to the computer to review Maggie's account. As he scrolled through the records, his face paled. "There's something wrong here," he admitted reluctantly. These charges were applied to multiple accounts, mostly elderly customers. The revelation sent a ripple through the room. Keanu's eyes narrowed. "That's not a mistake. That's a scheme." Keanu pulled out his phone and began recording. "What you're hearing is a bank manager admitting that his bank has been charging elderly customers unjust fees to boost profits," he said, pointing the camera at Todd. "This is unacceptable, and we're going to make sure everyone knows what's happening here." Todd, now in full panic mode, begged Keanu to stop. "Wait, please. We can fix this." Keanu lowered the phone slightly, his tone unwavering. "Fix it? This isn't just about returning the money. This is about justice." A tense silence hung in the air. Customers who had once been indifferent were now engaged, some stepping closer to listen. A young woman in line pulled out her phone and started recording as well. An older gentleman, previously buried in his newspaper, stepped forward. "I was charged fees I didn't understand either," he muttered, his voice tinged with anger. Others began murmuring similar experiences, a wave of discontent spreading through the bank. A security guard, sensing the unrest, approached Todd. "Sir, maybe we should handle this differently," he whispered. But there was no escape. The truth was out. Realizing he was cornered, Todd turned to Brittany. "Reverse her charges. Now, Brittany, her face drained of color, hesitated before clicking furiously at her keyboard. Within minutes, Maggie's account was restored. "It's done," Brittany mumbled. But Keanu wasn't satisfied. "This isn't just about Maggie," he said, addressing the entire room. "How many others were affected? How much money did this bank take from people who couldn't fight back?" Todd had no answer. He wiped the sweat from his brow, his voice unsteady. I'll launch an investigation. We'll reimburse everyone who was wronged." "See that you do," Keanu replied firmly. He turned back to Maggie and handed her envelope back with a warm smile. "You should never have gone through this alone. But now, you're not alone." Hours later, the bank released an official statement announcing radical changes. Todd and Brittany were removed from their positions, and a full audit was initiated to identify all affected accounts. Maggie, standing beside Keanu, received more than just an apology. She was reimbursed for all her lost money, along with additional compensation. "I never could have done this alone," she said, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for believing in me." Keanu offered a small smile. "You should never have gone through this. But now it's not just about you. We're helping so many others who were wronged too." As Maggie left the bank, she seemed different, still humble, but with a renewed spark of hope. Keanu, standing beside her, turned to the crowd. "Never let anyone tell you that you're worth less," he said, his voice clear and strong. "Whether you're elderly, young, wealthy, or struggling, everyone deserves respect. And most importantly, never be afraid to fight for what's right." His words echoed through the room, earning applause from the once indifferent customers. The story didn't end there. A few days later, the video of Keanu exposing the bank scheme went viral, garnering millions of views. The bank faced a thorough investigation, and countless victims began recovering their lost savings. Maggie's story became a symbol of hope, reminding people that respect and justice should never be compromised. Keanu's actions inspired a wave of courage and empathy, proving that even in the face of adversity, one voice can make a difference. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Let's spread kindness, one story at a time.